Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hot Wheels Supercars 13. We have 16 new cars ready to battle it out and take on our King of the Hill Ford GT90. You may notice we have a new turntable over there. That is the turntable of King of the Hills. All previous King of the Hills and the current King of the Hill sit on that turntable, so it's pretty cool. All the former champions sit on that red block. That is the Wallow champions. And then we just have some older competitors over here in the stands. Anyways, it's kind of a special battle tonight. It is a battle to see which country makes the fastest supercars. So, 4 different countries are represented tonight. We have the USA. 4 different American manufacturers are represented there. Britain is represented by 4 different Britain manufacturers. Then you have Germany, which is represented by 4 different German manufacturers. And of course, Italy, the king of the supercars, is fourth with 4 different Italian manufacturers. So we're going to find out tonight which country makes the fastest supercar. The cars are out of their package and ready to go, and I have to say this is probably the most unique lineup of cars we've ever had. From the American bracket, we have a Corvette C7, a Ford GT350, a Dodge Viper, and a Tesla Model S. All these cars have competed before. However, when you get to Britain, things start to get interesting. For the first time ever, we have a Jaguar E-Type. That's really cool. That's a car from the 1960s from Matchbox. That's absolutely awesome. We have another Matchbox. It's the Lotus Evora. This is only the second time in supercars we've ever had a Lotus compete, so that's absolutely awesome. Then we have a McLaren F1. That is absolutely awesome. We've never had an F1 compete before. The only McLaren that's ever competed is the P1, so it's cool, super cool to see another McLaren get a shot here on supercars. It's the first time this casting has been released in a couple of years. We have an Aston Martin 177. You guys are all familiar with that. Then from Matchbox from the 2000, or it was either the year 2000 or 2001, we have an Audi TT. So it doesn't have those classic Matchbox wheels. The wheels look a lot more like Hot Wheels wheels. So that's going to be really interesting to see the compete. We have a Porsche Cayman from Matchbox, which I think is the 4th Matchbox car we have competing today. That's a lot for Matchbox. Then we have the BMW i8. So not only is this the first time the i8 has competed, but it's the first time a car from Tomica has competed in supercars. So far, we've only used Hot Wheels and Matchbox. So kind of cool to get a more unique casting in the lineup here. And then for the first time ever, we have a car, or the second time ever, we have a Mercedes-Benz in the tournament. This is the Hot Wheels Mercedes-Benz AMG GT. Absolutely awesome to see that. Then, for the first time ever, we have a Maserati MC12. This is a mystery pack car. Super cool to see that compete. It's not often we get a Pagani to compete either, and it's the first time a Pagani that is not the Huayra has competed. Now, technically, this is the Huayra, but it's a Roadster. So the castings are slightly different as well, so it'll be interesting to see that run. From Lamborghini, for the first time ever, we just have a straight-up Gallardo. Super cool to see that. And then we have a former champion in the Ferrari F430 competing. So absolutely awesome lineup. It's going to be a really fast tournament, I think. As the Battle of the Worlds kicks off here on Supercars, we start off with the American portion of the bracket. The first 2 cars competing are the Chevy Corvette C7 versus the Ford Mustang GT350R. If you're going to do an American bracket, you have to have the Chevy versus Ford rivalry. Hot Wheels Supercars 3 kicks off in 3, 2, 1, go. Chevy gets the early lead on the Ford and will hold on for the victory. Hold on. Now for the second battle in the American portion of the bracket, we have the Tesla Model S, which is a former finalist, and the 2013 Dodge Viper. The last Supercars, Hot Wheels Supercars 12, had a Dodge Viper as champion. Will history repeat itself? Who will move on to take on the Corvette? On your marks, get set, go. Dodge gets the early lead. Tesla trying to battle back, but the Dodge holds on for the W. But the We now move on to the England portion of the bracket where we have a couple of Matchbox battling it out. We have the absolutely beautiful Lotus Evora versus the iconic Jaguar E-Type. The battle for Britain begins. On your marks, get set, go. It's neck and neck. Evora jumps out into the lead and will win. Lotus picks up its first ever win in Hot Wheels Supercars. And the McLaren F1 was once the fastest car in the world, but that means nothing in Hot Wheels. It's got a tough first round matchup with a former champion in the Aston Martin 177. Who will win the Hot Wheels Battle of Britain? McLaren versus Aston Martin, the two most iconic British manufacturers. Who's going to come out on top? On your marks, get set, go. F1 jumps out to the early lead. 177 trails behind. Not a good showing for Aston Martin. Meanwhile, McLaren looks like a very formidable opponent. America and Britain have submitted their two fastest cars. Now it's time for Germany to do the same. We have the Porsche Cayman from Matchbox in red, and then we have the older Audi TT from Matchbox in blue. Audi versus Porsche. On your marks, get set, go. Audi jumps out to the early lead and screams ahead. What a fast car that is. Screams ahead. The Audi has advanced. Which car from Germany will do the same as well? Will it be their Mercedes-Benz AMG? Mercedes is making only its second appearance here on Hot Wheels Supercars, or will it be BMW? BMW has historically struggled, but will a Tomica car turn that all around? Hot Wheels versus Tomica. On your marks, get set, go. IA with the early lead. Tomica will hold on, and that's just disappointing right there. Hold on. Now we get to where things get really interesting with the battle for Italy. We've seen America, the masters of muscle and power. We've seen Britain, the masters of luxury. We've seen Germany, the masters of performance, but we have yet to see the country that masters luxury, style, speed, and performance come together, and that is basically Italy. Italy is home to the greatest supercar empire in the world, with Pagani, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Alfa Romeo, Maserati, and more making their home there. And we kick it off with the absolutely beautiful Pagani Huayra Roadster versus the Maserati MC12. A couple of blue supercars take each other on. On your marks, get set, go. Ooh, Maserati gets ahead of the Huayra and cruises to victory. Fat cat. Okay, cool, whatever. Ignore me. I see how it is. And finally, in the battle for Italy... Oh, Fat Cat has decided to make an appearance. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Anyways, finally in the battle for Italy, we have the two most iconic supercar brands, Lamborghini and Ferrari. And of course, we had to end the battle for Italy with the greatest rivalry in supercars, Lamborghini and Ferrari. The Gallardo takes on the F430 Spider. Lamborghini versus Ferrari. On your marks, get set, go. F430 with the early lead. Oh man! F430 wins it. Go. F430 with the early lead. Each country has put its best cars forward. We have the legendary Chevy Corvette representing America, which is only fitting. However, the lesser-known Dodge Viper will be its opponent. In Britain, we have Britain's maybe its greatest car ever in the McLaren F1 taking on a luxury car in the Lotus Evora. In Germany, we have their greatest recent innovation in the BMW i8, the electric supercar, versus the Audi TT. And from Italy, we have the Ferrari F430, which is a former supercars champion, versus the Maserati MC12. Will it be the Chevy Corvette C7 or the Dodge Viper? Alright, here we go. Dodge Viper versus Chevy Corvette C7. Who will become America's representative in the supercar battle for the world? On your marks, get set, go. Dodge Viper by a nose early. Here comes the Chevy Corvette. Wins it just barely. What a race. Viper by a nose early. Now it's time to see who Britain will be represented by in this Hot Wheels Supercars Battle for the World. We have the Lotus Evora in matte black versus the menacing McLaren F1. McLaren versus Lotus. On your marks. Get set. Go. It's the McLaren early. McLaren comes screaming down the track. And it's the F1 winning. Down the Now it's time to see who Germany's representative will be. We have the Audi TT, a matchbox from 2000, taking on the Tomica BMW i8. We got a really unique matchup here. Both cars are making their debuts. This is quite the unique matchup. Who's going to win it? On your marks, get set, go. It's the Audi with the early lead. The Audi pulls away. The Audi TT will represent Germany. Now it's time to see what the last country, Italy, will be represented by. Will it be the Maserati MC12 or will it be the Ferrari F430? Will another Ferrari become a semi-finalist or will Maserati have one of the greatest debuts we've ever seen? Let's find out. On your marks, get set, go! F430 with the early lead. The Maserati can't quite keep pace. The F430 is headed to the semis. Can't quite. The four countries with the greatest supercar output in the world are now competing. Some of the representatives are better than others. It's only appropriate that America would be represented by its most iconic supercar in the Chevy Corvette and its most recent model, the C7 Z06. It's only fitting Britain would be represented by the McLaren F1, one of its greatest creations ever. Germany, however, an Audi TT, that's a bit questionable when there have been great companies such as Porsche that have dominated its history and Mercedes-Benz, which has produced some of the greatest modern supercars we've seen. And finally, Italy being represented by Ferrari is only appropriate, but let's admit the F430 is a bit of a strange model. It's time for the countries to battle. Our first battle is the USA versus Britain. Each country has their most iconic supercar representing them. They can't ask for anything more. It's time to see who really reigns supreme in the Hot Wheels world. Will it be America's Chevy Corvette or Britain's McLaren F1? Will it be the C7 or the F1? On your marks, get set, go. F1 gets the early lead, holds off the Corvette, and it's the F1 heading to the finals. What a debut for the F1. Corvette. England is on to the finals. Will it be Germany or Italy next? Germany has the Audi TT. Italy has the Ferrari F430. Some of you may say this is the best representation of what the country can do with a supercar, but hey, here we are. Who will it be? Will it be the Ferrari F430 representing Italy or the Audi TT representing Germany? On your marks, get set, go. Oh, it's F430 with the early lead, holding off the TT. And there it is. Holding off the TT. The F430 isn't the most iconic Ferrari. In fact, some people aren't actually big fans of it. It, however, has to take on one of the most iconic supercars in the history of the world, the McLaren. First to 3 wins takes it. On your marks, get set, go. F430 with the early lead. And it's the F1 losing. It's the McLaren's off to a slow start, but can it come back? On your marks, get set, go. F1 keeping pace a little bit better this time, but the F430 is just no match. We switch lanes one more time to see if the inevitable will happen. On your marks, get set, go. F430 leads, defeating the F1. It's time for the Ford GT to come off its pedestal where it's been displayed all night and race. As many of you know, the Ford GT90 is our longest tenured King of the Hill in Hot Wheels Supercars history. It has won 4 straight King of the Hill matches. Tonight, it became 5, and if some of you remembered, in its first tournament as King of the Hill after taking over the position, it faced an F430. It's also since knocked off a Ford GT40, its brother, and, of course, in Hot Wheels Supercars 12, the Dodge Viper. Ford versus Ferrari, another iconic rivalry. Let's see what happens. On your marks. By the way, it's first to 3 wins. On your marks, get set, go. Ford GT90 with the early lead. The F430 is no match. 30. Ford GT90 up 1-0 early. On your marks, get set, go. Ferrari got a little bit of a jump there, but Ford just continues to scream down the track and beat everything that challenges it. We've switched lanes. On your marks, get set, go. Ford GT90, if it wins, is our King of the Hill once again. And yes, it does. The Ford GT90 wins its 10th straight race, and it improves its overall record to a shocking 19-2. Once again, Ferrari is fast, but not fast enough. Nothing can beat the Ford GT90. I don't know if we'll ever beat this thing, guys, to be completely honest. Next tournament, if it wins, it becomes the first car to ever have 20 race wins in Supercars history. This thing is just absolutely unstoppable. If you have a car you think can beat it, comment in the comments down below, but right now, I'm not convinced. And please don't comment the Ferrari F40. I know that's the one exception. Don't comment the Ferrari F40. I know you guys think it can beat it, but I don't think it can. So, anyways, that's all for now, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. I love making the Supercars videos. They're a lot of fun to make. Once again, thanks to John Racer 3 for helping us. That was a really ugly shot, but whatever. And I'll see you later. Peace.